Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Welcome to this week's Cryptic Crossword Apprentice class. I am the apprentice here, and the purpose of this class is to teach myself cryptic crosswords. I do this using the Canadian publication Globe and Mail. They publish The Weekender Cryptic by Fraser Simpson every Saturday. It uses Canadian English, which is a little bit easier for me to handle than the UK English you might see in other cryptics. So I just record myself doing this every Tuesday, and then I keep track of my score and how I improve. I watch the videos back again to see things that I should have caught on the first try. All right, let's get started. I'm going to move my head over here and read the clues in this space above the grid. And one across is, I can't repeatedly put in a new order somewhere in Ohio. This is a 10-letter answer. If you're new to cryptics, we need to split the clues somewhere in two parts. One side will be a cryptic crossword or a standard crossword definition, either an example or a definition. The other side will be wordplay that generates that same set of letters. I feel like the answer is going to be somewhere in Ohio. We've got a place name in Ohio, although we could be using the state abbreviation for Ohio, OH, as part of the wordplay. I can't repeatedly put in a new order. I think we take, maybe it's a synonym for I can't. We repeat it, and then we anagram it. We put it in a new order, and we get somewhere in Ohio. Cleveland might fit. Cincinnati has all the letters from I can't in it. Okay, I think that is what is going on. So if we repeatedly said I can't, and then anagrammed that, and I think there are two N's and one T. Or it might be the other way around. I actually used to live in Cincinnati, but I was very young. Is it two N's and one T, or one N and two T? I'm going to take out this N and this T just to remind myself that those may be wrong. 6 across, synagogue almost closed before end of April. Synagogue almost closed before end of April. Maybe a synonym for synagogue, temple or something, but almost that word. Put it before, or maybe a synonym of closed. Remove the last letter from closed and put it before the end of April, which would be an L, the letter L. Closed. And synagogue, shul. I think shul is a school associated with a synagogue, but I've heard people say go to shul as a synonym for go to synagogue. I think that's right. So shut is closed. It's almost shut. We remove the T, and then we add the end of April, this letter L. We get shul. 10 across, evergreen's temperature at the top. Temperature at the top. I think we're looking for the name of a tree, an evergreen tree. Temperature at the top. Not really sure what that means. 11 across, savage fellow, shut out dog on Family Guy, protecting area. Savage fellow, shut out dog on Family Guy, protecting area. So I think protecting area sounds like it's going to be part of the wordplay. Area is usually abbreviated by the letter A in geometry or mathematical figuring. So we'll put A in the middle of something. The dog on Family Guy, the character's name is Brian. But Family Guy doesn't have to mean the show. The italics don't necessarily signify. So we could have a word for guy that is protecting area, like H-E going around A. Savage fellow, what would that be? Or a savage? Nope. 12 across is government claims Spooner's easygoing adolescence. All right, I'll remind myself that Spooner refers to a British clergyman who is well known for mixing up the first letters of adjoining words. The example I like to use, instead of may I show you to a seat, he would say, may I sew you to a sheet, mixing up the S and the SH sound. So we'll have to do that. That will be part of the wordplay. Government claims Spooner's easygoing adolescence. So if we had a synonym for easygoing and a synonym for adolescence, and then switch to the first letters of those two words, would we get government or government claims? Adolescents, probably teens. This is a two-word phrase, 3 letters and 5 letters. Government claims or easygoing adolescents. Nope. Not clicking there. 13 across. I smuggled in loud burglar. Loud is usually F as forte on a music score. So if we have, I think burglar is our definition. Let's start with the word the, T-H-E, loud, forte, or F, and it is smuggling, the letter I, and we get thief for burglar. 15 across, Dutch city you hiked across, we hear. We hear, I think, will be a homophone indicator. It's Utrecht. So you hiked could be Utrecht, T-R-E-K-K-E-D, but we could hear that as Utrecht, which is a Dutch city, a city in the Netherlands. 17 across, hawk circles a Washington breakwater. Hawk, do we have a synonym for hawk? Raptor, maybe? Circling A with an A in the middle of it. Washington breakwater. Is this a breakwater in the Washington, D.C. area? Like, I don't know, the Potomac or something? Rappahannock? Nope. 19 across, mess up a TV CEO's intervals. Is intervals telling us to take the even letters or the odd letters from TV CEO? I'm not sure about that. Maybe if we mess up as an anagram indicator, we need 7 letters. ATVE, ATV, CEOS gives us 7 letters. All right, so I think we anagram ATV, CEOS, and we're going to get a synonym for intervals. Octaves are musical intervals of 8 notes. Okay, 21 across, sign second corporation with top rating. Second can be S, abbreviated as S as in degrees, minutes, seconds. Corporation could be CO. Sign second corporation with top rating. And question marks, I'm not quite sure I've mastered what question marks mean. They could mean that that the whole thing is both wordplay and definition. We're not splitting the clue. Or it could just mean that the wordplay is kind of jokey or punny. Sign, second corporation, no, not getting that one. 22 across, spurn biblical pariah as Hebrew is read. Hebrew is read left to right, or right to left, a reverse from English. So I think that might be a reversal indicator. So I think a biblical pariah might be a leper, but if we took the word leper and reversed it and read it the way we would read it in Hebrew, we might pronounce it as repel, which means spurn. 24 across, China goes after half of rare veggies. Half of rare could be the letters R and A or R and E, half of that word. China goes after R-E or R-E-R-A, and we get a synonym for veggies. Rutabagas, radishes. Yeah, China could be your dishes, your Chinaware. So half of rare is R-A. China or dishes goes after that, and we get radishes for veggies. 27 across, each caper involved falafel bread. Falafel bread, pita, I'm thinking that's what that is. 3 and 6. We need 9 letters. There are 9 letters in each caper. Could involved be an anagram indicator? That doesn't give us pita, but it could be something else. I'm not sure I'm seeing that one. Or it could be a synonym for caper that includes, and then we're inserting the letters P-I-T-A into it, and we get a word for H. Per capita. Per capita means each. So how does that work? We've got pita. We are inserting caper involved, so we're anagramming caper to get E-R-C-A-P. And we get per capita, which means each. 28 across, part of choir is here from Galway, perhaps. flow down Galway Bay. Part of choir is here. From Galway, perhaps. From Galway could be Irish. Part of choir, are we looking for a voice? Tenor. Irish tenor is kind of a common phrase. I think it might be Irish, but or tenor. I'm not quite sure. 29 across. Prog rock band doesn't come off well on the radio. On the radio, probably a homophone indicator. So well on the radio or doesn't come off well on the radio. It's a homophone for well or come off well. And we get the name of a prog rock band. I don't know that. 30 across. Leave quietly. Beginning to rally amid discharge. I think beginning to rally is the letter R. We're inserting R maybe into a synonym of discharge, and we get a word that means leave quietly. Or, or it could be something else. Discharge, the only thing I can think of is like a volley of rifle fire. Discharge is to fire, or I'm not sure. Let's look at the downs. We've looked at all the acrosses. I want to make sure I've looked at each clue at least once. One down, bottom of trousers, box. The bottom of trousers is your cuff. How are we getting that? Box, I guess to box is to spar or use fisticuffs. So to cuff someone might be to punch them in a boxing match. Two down, cast worn over a year by city dweller. 6 and 3. So this last word is going to be rot or rut or rat. City dweller could be some kind of rat, I guess. Cast worn over a year. Over a year by city dweller. No, I'm not sure about that. 3 down, home telephone info. If you are home, you are in. Telephone can be abbreviated as TEL, and we get intel, or yeah, info is a shortened word, a shortened form of information. Intel, a shortened form of intelligence, and those are synonyms of each other. 4 down, most high-minded, no, fortunate. Most high-minded, I think that's going to be the definition because it might end in EST. Most high-minded, no, is fortunate, luckiest. Oh, and then this is going to be an N or a T, the beginning letter for Cincinnati. Most high-minded, not sure about that. 5 down, donuts for hoaxes. I think we need a synonym for donuts and a synonym, and a word that is a synonym of both donuts and hoaxes. Like crop circles, maybe. Begins with a T. Simpson. This is definitely a T. This is the one I'm not sure about. Donuts. What are donuts? Toroids. Toroid shaped, but hoaxes, I don't think that fits there. Okay. 7 down is literary heroine in The Idiot. This is maybe a hidden? We have Heidi in the words the idiot, starting with that H. In a string, we have H-E-I-D-I, who is the heroine of the literary work Heidi. 8 down, pine cut down. It hurt, poet. Pine. It hurt, poet. We need a 10-letter word. Is it Longfellow? To pine for something is to long for it. If you cut something down, it fell. So cut down is fell. 2 L's, and then it hurt. Ow. And we get Longfellow. All right, I think that works. 9 down, Hemingway character against opening pudding. Ingredient. Opening pudding ingredient. Pudding in Canada might be more the British use of pudding as just kind of a generic term for dessert. I'm not sure about that. Hemingway character against the use of the word against there, that's where the wordplay starts. So maybe we're looking for an 8-letter Hemingway character. Nothing comes to mind for that. So against can be con or anti. Opening pudding. The opening of the word pudding? Not sure about that one. Okay, 14 down. PGA Tour has garbled signs. We've got quite a few letters from PGA Tour already in here. So we need 10 letters. That's 3, 4, 7, and 3. I think we are garbling PGA Tour has. And we're going to get a synonym for, or signs as a verb, autographs. If you autograph something, you sign it. He signs, he autographs. Okay. 16 down, Channel Islands estate with Roman-inspired system. It's 5 and 3. I think Roman-inspired system is civil law. That fits. That would be Roman-inspired system. Channel Islands estate. Channel Islands is probably abbreviated as CI in the UK. Estate is a villa. With can be abbreviated as W, and that gives us all the letters for civil law. 18 down, program allowed access to 1 tart vodka cocktail. Program. And again, allowed makes me think that's where the wordplay starts. Allowed access to, let in. 1 could be a Roman numeral 1. Tart vodka cocktail. Not sure about that. 20 down, getting up, dorm supervisors eat fish. Dorm supervisors are resident assistants, RAs. Do we have RAS, and then maybe it is eating a fish or something? Getting up. I don't think I'm on the right track there. Getting up could maybe this is a down clue. So getting up, are we reversing something and writing it from the bottom of the grid up toward the top? So then that could be R A's. This could be the last, the S of R A's, and then the A could go here or here. And that is eating. Dorm supervisors eat fish. Don't know. I feel like I'm not getting, there's not enough letters, not enough words there. 21 down, weapon thought to be in small room. Thought is idea. Thought is in small, S. S is an abbreviation for small, and room can be abbreviated as RM. So a thought in small room gives us sidearm, a weapon. 23 down, Bess's Guy. Parking north of Wild Party. I think Bess's Guy is Porgy from Porgy and Bess. Parking, if you saw P on a sign, you know that stood for parking. A wild party is an orgy. So parking, P is next to orgy, and we get Porgy. I love you, Porgy, don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me and drive me mad. Secretive people beginning to sample desserts. That's what I think the reading is going to be. The beginning to sample is S. We have a 4-letter word for desserts, and we get secretive people. Desserts are pies. Secretive people are spies. 26 down, rock hewn at which point? At which point? Rock hewn. At which point in time might be when. So if we rock the word hewn, we anagram it, we get when, which could be a way to ask, at which point, when? Okay, that is all the clues. So I still don't know this one, and I'm pretty sure it ends in EST, but I'm not confident, completely confident about it. Here I've got a couple crossing letters here and 10 across. I want to get this video done in under 30 minutes, so I will probably have to reveal a couple answers at the end, but let's have a go at it up until that point. A fir is an evergreen. temperature at the top. How do we get ST? I think at the top could be first. Maybe evergreens is plural. Furs. That apostrophe S could also just be, we're having an imaginary apostrophe in here, furs. And then temperature at the top of the word temperature. I'd like that better if it were a down clue, but I think it could also mean the first letter of temperature. I think that works. First. Well, no, temperature, sorry, I'm explaining this incorrectly. Okay, evergreens are furs. Temperature is abbreviated by T, and the definition is at the top. Okay, so it's not temperature at the top, it's just temperature. Savage fellow, shut up. So is Brian? Is barbarian the savage fellow? To shut out someone is to bar them. Then we have Brian, the dog on Family Guy, who is guarding or protecting the letter A for area. We get barbarian, a savage fellow. I'm not sure about that one. This is the Spooner clue. Let's get some more crossing letters for that. We've got the beginning letters of 21 across. Sign, second corporation with top rating. No. 28 across looks like it's going to be Irish. I think this is a reference to an Irish tenor. So a tenor who might perhaps be from Galway would be an Irish tenor. I think that works. And do we have the word is here? And it's part of choir is here. This is a hidden. Okay, the last two letters of choir, and keep going from there, we get Irish. That's hidden in that phrase. Okay, so it's overcomplicating that. Leave quietly. Or discharge could be some kind of emission or something like that, ending in S-I-O-N. Leave quietly. Beginning to rally. Is it intermission? No. This is probably the name of a band that is Styx, a prog rock band. So if something doesn't come off well, if it's not easy to remove, it sticks. And a homophone of Styx could be the band Styx. All right, I'm going to put that in. Cast worn over a year by city dweller. Is cast an anagram indicator? Do we anagram worn over a year or something? Most high-minded. Noblest. No is no. B-L-E-S-T is blessed or fortunate. You are blessed. And there we go. Okay, that is most high-minded. Then we get Cincinnati. That is the way it is spelled. 2 N's and 1 T. Donuts for hoax. Is it toroids? How is that hoaxes? Or Tauruses? Government claims. 3 and 5. Yes, I think easygoing is lax. Adolescents are teens. That gives us lax teens. But Spooner would pronounce lax teens as tax liens. And that might give us government claims on your property, a lien against your property in lieu of taxes. Okay. I feel like this is a rat. I don't know. Think about that. Tauruses make sense for donuts. 4 could be replaced with the letter 2. This is a present to you. It's a present for you, that kind of thing. Hoaxes are ruses. So if we say 2 ruses, we get Tauruses, which is the ring shape of a donut. Okay, I think that's right. Hemingway character against opening pudding ingredient. Hawk circles Washington breakwater. What is a synonym for breakwater? Shoal? Hawk circles A. Some kind of synonym for hawk that goes around a single letter A, and we get Washington breakwater. I'm not seeing that. This is program allowed access to one tart vodka cocktail. I think this might be the name of a cocktail, maybe, I don't know. This one was getting up. Dorm supervisors eat fish. Okay, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 answers remaining. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to figure any of these out. Let's do the one about the Hemingway character. The definition is either Hemingway character or pudding ingredient. Let's find out. Let's reveal this one. This is one reveal. I need to move my head a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, Santiago. I think that was the main character in Old Man in the Sea, the fisherman. Okay, against, anti, opening, pudding ingredient. Okay, S-A-G-O is some kind of starchy root that I've only seen in crossword puzzles. So I think against, anti is opening. It is inserted into S-A-G-O, a pudding ingredient, and we get Santiago, the Hemingway character. I don't think I would have figured that one out on my own. All right, so is this seagull? Seagull is not a hawk. Is it seawall? That is a breakwater. Hawk circles A, Washington. To hawk something is to sell it. All right, and that is circling the letter A and the state abbreviation for Washington, W-A, and we get seawall. All right, I had this A from Santiago, but I didn't have to reveal the word, so I'm trying to keep track of which ones I reveal and which ones I can figure out with additional hint. With top rating, or sign second. Second corporation, CO, with top rating. Do we get a sign? Well, Scorpio is a zodiac sign. How are we getting that? Sign is S. No, second is S. Degrees, minutes, seconds. Corporation is corp. Okay, I was thinking it was company, CO, but it could be CORP. With top rating, I and O look like the number 10. You might rate something 10 out of 10, give it a top rating, and we get Scorpio, a sign. All right. Program could be an app. An app allowed access to, let in, access to 1, the Roman numeral 1, and we get Appletini, which must be a tart vodka cocktail. I've certainly heard of Appletinis, but I've never tried one myself. I'm going to have to give one a try one of these days. All right, I think this is intermission or something. Is it permission? Discharge. I think it ends in mission. Permission. Leave quietly. Beginning to rally. Quietly, P. Okay, discharge is emission. We get, Yeah, give me leave to do this. Give me permission to do it. So leave is our definition. Quietly is P on a music score. The beginning to rally is this letter R, and that goes in emission, which is a discharge. All right, one more. 20 down. Getting up. Dorm supervisors eat fish. I've got two more to go. I think this is a fish. Dorm supervisors getting up. A or RAs. Eat, bite? No, dine. To dine is to eat. That gives us sardine, a fish, of course. Okay. Then our last one. Cast worn over a year. I get some kind of rat. I don't know. Maybe if I got a letter. A normal rat. One more letter. Basically, yeah, a Norway rat. That is a kind of rat. Okay, I thought it was going to be an anagram of worn, but I couldn't figure out. Okay, cast is an anagram indicator. We cast worn over A, and then Y is an abbreviation, or YR is an abbreviation for year. By is at, that's what the word by is doing there. And that gives us Norway rat, which I think is the common rat you'd see in cities in North America, and I think A will finish the puzzle. All right, so I'll go back and look at the video again. We managed to get it in just under 30 minutes. I had to reveal Santiago, but I did know what the wordplay was. I just couldn't think of a Hemingway character that fit here, and I did think of anti, but then I forgot about SAGO as the pudding ingredient. That did not come to mind. But at least I was kind of interpreting the wordplay correctly. I was thinking this was kind of a rat, but I didn't think of Norway rat as the breed of rat. I think these others, permission, sardine, and seawall, I was able to get with the additional hint from Santiago. Scorpio, I figured out. But I'll go back and make sure, and I'll count the number of words I had to reveal. I'm going to count this as an entire word reveal. Count it. So I think there were 2 reveals, and I'll count that against the number of clues I was able to solve without revealing, and then give myself a grade, a percentage score in the title of this video. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that is helpful. If nothing else, at least you can enjoy me struggling with this, with clues that are probably very easy to more experienced cryptic crossword solvers. But let me know in the comments how you did with this one, what your general experience with cryptic crosswords is. And if you know of a good source of American English cryptic crosswords, I'd be very interested in knowing about that. Thanks for joining me. Please come back for more puzzling games, and I'll see you next time.